All right, I was passing by the shop and I thought of something I wanted to show you guys. I should have made a video on this as I was doing it, but I didn't for some unknown reason. But anyway, I want to show you now. Some of you, this is probably the first time you've seen this machine here, but unless you were paying real close attention in some of my other videos where I was talking about my lawnmower in my barn, this was sitting in the background, I believe, and that over there was too. But I just did a whole bunch of upgrades to this thing, and I wanted to talk about them just a minute. I like to go up to West Virginia and do some riding up in on the outlaw trails and Hatfield-McCoy trails. I have a lot of fun up there when I get time to go. The last couple times I've went up there, I have froze to death, because one time it was about 10 degrees and the last time I went it was about 15 degrees and snowing. So the windshield helps a lot, but it just wasn't enough. So I added a few accessories to maybe help. The first thing that I added to help with staying warm was a heated steering wheel, and you turn it on here. And then the next thing I added to help with staying warm is I added heated seat pads to the back and the bottom of both seats. And then I added these switches up here on the dash to turn those on, and they have a high and a low setting. So that's what I added to help me keep warm, hopefully. And these seats do get hot. The steering wheel gets very hot. And I did some testing here in about 20-degree weather, and it didn't seem to make a very huge difference in staying warm and comfortable in this thing. I guess some of you are probably wondering why I don't just put a cab and a heater on it. The cab, once you put a cab on, you got to have really good defroster. You just stay fogged up all the time and you can't see. I ride with some guys that's got cabs, and if they can't keep the defrost to the window good, and they get fogged up. And then the other problem is getting mud on the side windows, and when it's that cold it'll freeze and you can't get it off very easily. Especially the soft cabs, you just can't see through that vinyl soft material very good. So I just decided I didn't want to go that route. I still may add a heater. If this isn't enough, I may add a heater in here just to blow some warm air in here, or be able to warm your hands up quickly if you need, but the heated steering wheel should keep my hands plenty warm. The biggest thing I was having trouble with was my feet, and I was thinking about getting some shoe insole warmers or some hot hands. I got some hot hand shoe sole things you put in, and they're supposed to get warm. I had never tried those, but I'm going to this next ride. I'm going riding on the 10th, and with some buddies, we're going to stay the night till the 11th and come back on the 11th. But some other cool things I added while I was doing it was I added a light bar on the front so I can see a little better, and I added 2 work lights on the back, so when I have to turn around at night. These guys I've been riding with here lately, well, I've only went with them once, but I plan on going with them a lot in the future. But they like to ride well into the night. They get started a little later than I used to start riding with the crew I normally go with, and but we ride a lot later, which I'm more of a night owl anyway, so that's fine with me. So for turning around and stuff at night, I added the backup lights, and I added this switch panel right here. This is an aluminum switch panel, and it just bolts in, and it has places to put your stock switches for your 4-wheel drive and your headlights, and then it has 3 auxiliary switch spots. So I bought some rocker switch And this one says roof LED light bar. This one says rear lights. And then this, I put this in here. This is winch in and out, and I got it hooked up. I also left my other, I already had a winch switch, and it's right here. And I just left it in here because I thought, shoot, the more places you can get to your winch to operate it, because you can reach this one while you're standing outside the vehicle really easy, and you don't have to reach over the steering wheel. So I thought, I'll just leave that one in there. I just spliced it in, spliced this new switch in, so because it's easier to operate and see when you're sitting in the vehicle. Now, some of you are probably thinking, well, they make a wired remote and all this stuff. Well, yeah, I've got a wireless remote for my winch also. So I actually have 3 ways I can operate my winch. I can get out of the vehicle and operate it also. So in my opinion, you can't have enough ways to operate your winch. So anyway, as far as the wiring went, the wiring for the roof stuff, I drilled holes in the tubes. I run the wire in the tubes up there, up to the roof, so I didn't have to zip tie it to the outside and look all gaudy. And I put rubber garments. I'm gonna get a flashlight so you can see. I put rubber garments in the bars, and I put a plug. You can see a plug right there. So if I want to take the roof off, and I did one back here too, I put a plug right here. You can still snap this roof off. I have an interior light, but it's battery operated, and that's fine. It's always worked good. As far as getting power, I actually kind of designed my own system here. I put a fuse box panel in right there in front of you. I bought that on eBay, and I'm powering it with key power via a 80 amp relay, which is right there. And what I did was I got power directly from the battery, run to the relay, and then I run from that relay to the fuse box. And then I used key power to actuate the relay. So when you turn the key on, there's very little draw from the small wire that's coming from the key. It just actuates the relay, and the relay turns on 80 amp, the 80 amp relay, which connects a 10 gauge wire to the fuse box. So everything cuts on and off with a key, so there's no danger of leaving something on and running the battery down. So anyway, it was an interesting project. It took me about 25 hours of labor to get all this stuff mounted, wired, and just figure it all out, you know. I mean, that was taking the seats, taking the had to take the covers off the seats and put the heated elements in, you know, remove the steering wheel, all the drilling. Back here I drilled a hole in the roll bar to get the wire through in the back. No, I don't think it's going to cause any issues with weakening the structure. Excuse me, I've had a cold and my throat's still kind of dry. But anyway, this was a fun project, and I'm glad it's over, and I think I want to enjoy the benefits of all the stuff I added to it. And hate that I didn't film any of it, but I didn't. So, oh, what do you think of my gold wing doors are? So anyway, Lamborghini doors. I get all kinds of comments on my doors. Anyway, last time I took my ATV out riding. I love to ride ATVs in the summertime, so I got a Sportsman 1000. I like speed. But I punctured my tire, and it's got a big plug in it, which ain't a big deal, except it pinched the sidewall when it went flat, and it messed the sidewall up. right where the bead and meets the rim. So I don't think I can fix it. And last time I went on a ride with this, I cut this tire rather badly. I cut about that long in it, but only one end of the cut has a hole. It's probably about that long. So it's got a bunch of plugs in it. So I bought a used tire on eBay, and I hope it's a good tire. I hadn't found any plugs or anything in it, so I'm gonna put it on before my next ride. Anyway, I just wanted to show you all that. Now back to what I was doing. Talk to y'all later.